Good afternoon. Welcome to this week's HopeCast. Today is Thursday, May the 25th, 2023. I'm your host, David Lapp. I want to take a minute here to welcome you to the channel. If you're new here, thank you for watching. I invite you to subscribe to the channel and like to share this video. It just helps build awareness, and that way you won't miss any videos when they come out. Today I'm excited to welcome Derek Birch to the show. Derek is the Community Engagement Coordinator for the Mix at Lancaster.
Correct.
So, Derek, you have a few words you want to share up front here about the Mix. What's exciting that's happening at the Mix right now?
Oh, great. Yes. Well, first of all, thanks for having us. I would like to say that the Mix is a Christ-centered youth development organization in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Founded in the early 1980s by Marvin and Lois Weaver of Lancaster, of the Mennonite Church on Laurel Street.
Okay.
They would come into our neighborhood, and I was one of the students that they would take back to their church and host Bible studies and youth activities with us, trying to share the gospel with our kids that were hanging out on the street a lot.
So obviously the program works. If you've been through the program and now you're working.
And now I'm
the
working
program.
Yes. I've volunteered there for many years. I've been employed there for 4. So it's just great to give back. It's great to be able to tell the stories and testimonies of how it brought me along and how far it got me, and to share that with other groups of children. It's amazing.
It's interesting in everybody's testimony. There's usually somebody or some program that helped get them started, and then God just takes it from there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So Bible verse for today is out of Philippians 4:13. It says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." So what made you pick that verse? How does that verse speak to you?
That verse speaks to me because with Christ in your life and with Christ leading your life, you could do things that you thought were impossible before. You could overcome things that you wish that you would have never had to face because of Christ. He will get you through your darkest days and your loneliest nights.
Yep. And I usually tell people that God's there for us to help if we let Him. And oftentimes people try it on their own first.
Correct.
They want to try their own way first, and keep hitting the brick walls, but it doesn't work. That's right.
It does not work yet.
So as the community engagement coordinator, what does a typical day look like for you at the Mix? Like what's your role entail?
No days, everything. No days typical. As you know, anything and everything. If something needs cleaned up, I'm doing it. If I need to call an electrician in to fix something, to repair something, I'm doing it. If I'm giving a group of kids a tour of the neighborhood and the community, that's what I do. So my job is really just to keep the Mix involved in the Lancaster community, in the city and county, to be at the table, to be involved, to see, to put our ears to the ground, to see where help is needed, how we can lend our assistance, how we could bring people together for one common good, So my job, every day is totally different. This morning, my day started out giving a tour to our community center and our whole community in Lancaster, to about 80 kids from McCaskey High School, learning about African American history and how we played a part in Lancaster City.
Wow.
So
are you primarily after school programs, or what's your primary focus?
Our primary focus is the after school program in the school year, during the school year, and we also work in the schools.
Okay.
We also partner with 19 schools in our school district and other school districts to go in to teach life skills courses, enrichment programming, the arts. We do poetry, we do music. So we engage our students that way. In the summertime, we host a summer camp that lasts for 6 weeks this year, and we got about maybe 110 students with another 100 on the waiting list.
Wow.
That we don't have the capacity or the staffing to handle. So that's what we do at the Mix. And a lot of other agencies and our church partners, our ministry partners come in and do other activities throughout our building. We have a very beautiful building now. So,
So when you think back over you said 4 years that you've been with the Mix, What are some testimonies that stand out, of people's lives transformed, or people that were impacted by the work that you've been doing there? Any testimonies you want to share with us?
Wow, there are so many. But a few of them that coincide together is working with our students. We then engage the families and to holistically help the students out, help their families out with either employment help, if they need help translating, if they need help to navigate how to build a fence in a yard properly, those types of things, just to see how we can holistically approach every problem that happens in the families, and help them families out from the student to the adult, to the parent.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So how's it impacted your life to be a part of the mix and to be able to serve and give back and impact? How's that impacted you personally?
It's just a blessing. Like I said, it saved me.
Yeah.
I could have went the wrong way. In my neighborhood, it was a rough neighborhood. We didn't have a lot of opportunities, and I could have very easily went down the wrong path. But being involved at the mix, and back then it was called Arbor Place.
Okay.
But now it's just called the mix. So it's still called the mix at Arbor Place, but everybody calls it the mix. But to be involved there, it kept me focused. It kept me grounded. It kept me in the Bible at all times. So that really helped a lot. And I just love that I can now give that back and be there for another youth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. If people have a place to belong to, it's amazing how that can keep them out of drugs. It can keep them out of the gangs because they want to belong to something. And if you can belong to something that's bigger than yourself, you can feel like you're a benefit to society.
Exactly, and that's why they do go to gangs and do go to the streets, because they feel belong, and they welcome them in.
Yep.
So we have to figure out how can we welcome in as well into our community center. We're always pulling youth off the streets as they're walking by. Say, come on. I'm like, oh, well, I used to go to when I was little. No, come now and see what we have. We have a lot of teen programming. So it's that age group where, I got to have a job, or I got to go home and take care of my siblings. Well, you can bring your siblings here too.
Yeah.
Everybody can come.
Wow.
And then when your mom gets home, you can go home. That type of stuff.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about how did you find Blessings of Hope, or how's that partnership started with you guys? Like how long have you been part of Blessings of Hope?
We're new with Blessings of Hope, and probably less than a year maybe. I belong to Race Temple Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
And like I said, and I know for our food pantries, and we've been a member there for a few years, I'm assuming. But to know that they was able to take some church members' families who need help to purchase, with the groceries and food insecurities, they would take them there and they could do shopping. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. That's neat. And then something happened where I wrote by Blessings when they took over the building there after the other business.
Right beside McCaskey.
Right beside McCaskey. Learned more about that and how it had a ministry. And we have a feeding program where we feed 80 kids every day. So that's kind of costly for us. So it was great to be able to go there to join. And once I found out about it, we joined. We go every other day. It's almost like a trip. And other staff members be like, because we talk about Blessings all the time, they be like, I want to go to Blessings with you. So now, then they take turns saying, I'm going next Thursday. I go, and they be like, wow, it's amazing. And just to see the people there, everybody in there so friendly. I mean, from the customers to CJ and them in the back, Glenn and them, Sarah, everybody.
Yeah.
And to see how we could interconnect. Sarah's church held an event at the Mix last Friday for teen mothers.
Oh, wow.
So they had about maybe 200 people there, I'm thinking, and they just gave away a lot of things. They blessed all these teen parents, young teen parents, with a lot of stuff. And just to see that collaboration, I'm going through the line. Sarah said, hey, I'll be down in the Mix next week.
Yeah.
My church is holding an event there. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Just to see the connections in the community.
It's amazing, it's amazing how much you can get done in the community if you're not worried about who gets the credit. You're just here to serve the community, you're here to serve God, you're here to make an impact, and if you can use that to to advance the community for God's kingdom.
That's all.
Yep.
And that's what it's about. And we tell everybody, we say we're Christ-centered. So if you don't want your kids to read the Bible, this isn't the place for it. Or please don't, but please send them anyway.
Yeah.
And they be like, yeah, it's just great to be able to share the gospel.
Do you have any big projects or needs that you want to present here? You know, any big projects coming up at the Mix right now?
Well, we just had our evening of celebration, which is one of our largest fundraisers that we have every year. So our next thing is we made it to the second round for United Way's Level Up and Launch grant application process. And if we are awarded that grant, we are asking for $35,000 for our after-school program to take about 20 to 30 kids that are on our waiting list now and bring them up to the 80 students that we have every day. So now we're trying to build our capacity and to scale and ramp up our after-school programming. So we're hopefully in the race for a grant for $30,000, and it's a matching grant. So we would have to match that a dollar for dollar. So hopefully by June 1st, we're announced that if we did get it, and then we're going to do a nice little fundraising blitz to raise to raise our matching funds for that grant. So
yeah. So if you're interested in the Mix, you can check out their website, themixlancaster.org. It's just spelled out themixlancaster.org.
Correct.
And you donate there. I'm sure you can probably mail a check or
Yes.
get involved.
You can go online and
you need volunteers.
We always use volunteers. We have, like we said, we have 80 kids every day, so we're always looking for our ministry partners to come in and volunteer with us, to come back. It was built by ministry partners, by the Mennonites all around Lancaster County. It was created for, and we're just trying to rebuild all those relationships.
Yeah. So if you're watching today and you want to get involved in mentoring children that don't have the or have challenges in life, or just need a father figure in their life or something, get involved. An adult in their life, just get involved and help be a blessing to them.
Yes,
so
that would be great.
Quote for today is, "Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all the darkness." What do you got to say about that?
Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all the darkness. That's so true, because if you have hope and you have faith, you can see through the darkest days.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not hard to see darkness or to see the bad in somebody, but if you understand that God's working in their life and you can draw out the light, the good. Darkness is just an absence of light. If you think about it.
That's it.
When you turn on the light, darkness doesn't argue, it just leaves.
Because when he created earth, God said, "Let there be light."
Yep.
Cast 1,000 stars in the sky, and there was light.
Yeah. and the interesting thing about that whole Bible verse is, and all the stars that we see, it says, "And God made the stars also." That's all the bigger the deal was. We just make the stars too, right?
That's it. It's so true. So true.
But, anyway, a couple things on Blessings of Hope. We have our big fundraiser event coming up next weekend, the I Care fundraiser event in Ephrata. You can check that out at blessingsofhope.com/events.
June 1st through 3rd.
June 1st through 3rd. Yep. Saturday we have our big auction, and we do have a brand new Ram 2500 pickup truck that's going to be auctioned off at noon. So if you need a pickup truck, June 3rd. We're very blessed to have that donation again this year of a brand new pickup truck.
That's great. It's a beautiful truck.
So any final words you want to share here before we wrap this up?
No, I was just like to thank you for being a blessing to the Lancaster community. And I see that it's not just the Lancaster community that utilizes it. You see people travel to come and to see that they're taking this stuff back to the ministries or to their churches. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting thing to be a part of. I mean, we have a great team that what makes this possible. I mean, you gotta let them do their job and stay out of their way, and
that's
they do the work.
And Bill do a good job. Them guys do a good job. Everybody does a good job out there.
All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for joining us today on HopeCast. I'm David Lapp, your host and CEO of Blessings of Hope. To learn more about Blessings of Hope and how we serve the community, you can check out our website, blessingsofhope.com. God bless you, and remember, you can bring hope to the people that you meet every day.
Yes.